All right, today we're going to be talking about Kyle Dake, Alex Dieringer, and despite the fact that Kyle Dake is up 4-0 in the series, Matt, I think this match is going to be highly competitive. I think every time we've seen it, from the time that Kyle Dake kicked his butt 10-0 in Paris, to every match getting closer and closer, all the way to the 5-5 match they had with a questionable call at the end at the US Open last April. And I think one of the huge things for Alex Dieringer has been, and I've watched kind of his progress, it seems like he's gotten bigger, stronger, and he's not getting pushed around as much. But I know you think Kyle Dake is one of the best pushers on planet Earth.
Planet Earth, period.
Period.
I think overall, Kyle Dake has such a unique skill set. Not only is he a supreme athlete, but he has great power. But more than any of that, he's got a great mind. He understands how to dictate and control every match situation throughout the entirety of the 6 minutes. Starting from, he's just a war horse. He's an absolute war horse. He can get in the trenches, beat you up. If you want to make it athletic, he can match your athleticism. And if you want to beat his mind, he's like, okay, good luck beating my mind. And it all starts from his control of the center circle.
Matt, I think we saw that in the first, especially if you watch the first match they had in the United States, Kyle just pushes him around. I mean, just pushing him, bullies him all over the mat. But Alex has got a little better. He's got a little better. Each match a little bit better, not getting pushed around. If you watch match 4 they had, he doesn't get pushed around that much.
And that's really a key area for Kyle. And it seems, I don't want to make light of it, but he's also, not only does he control center and dictate pace better than anybody, he's probably one of the best push-out guys in the entire world. If it comes down to a push-out battle, you do not want to engage with this guy because 9 times out of 10, you're going to lose the battle.
Yes. So I think that's huge. I think Alex Dieringer absolutely can't get pushed around. Something Kyle Dake does a great job at. For me, the key is something I've been watching, and it really culminated in match 4, is every single time Alex Dieringer, usually you think of Alex Dieringer, he goes boom, right hand, does his little Alex Dieringer dump. My kids try to call it the DeSanto dump, and I said, no, it's the Dieringer dump. We're not talking that crap. But he's been getting to his left-handed high crotch. And he's been getting there better and better. And the first times he wasn't really sniffing it. Third time he kind of got there but didn't score. Fourth time he got there and he scored twice on it, including that last kind of crazy scramble. And so I'm going to go right side, guys. I got a terrible left side high crotch. You do not want to see it. So I'm going to go right side. I can do the same thing. So he's clubbing hard. And he's clubbing hard. And he's really heavy. And yep, this is exactly what he's waiting for. He's waiting for this hand to come up. And he's going post, boom, high crotch into here. And that is going to be, if Alex Dieringer can not get pushed around, like we talked about, and then really force Dake to, and you talked about Dake doesn't get opposition a lot, but he did bring that hand up a couple of times. So if Alex he clubs hard, and he gets the hand to come up, and he hits that post, high crotch. If he can not only get into here, right, that's only half the battle against Kyle Dake, maybe less than half, and get up and finish like he did in the last match, I think that's going to be Alex's key to victory. And so, I think, Al, we're talking about this left-handed high crotch over and over again. And I think one of the reasons that gives Kyle Dake so much trouble is Kyle Dake is, if you watch him, he's so much better sitting to that side than he is sitting to that side. So if someone shoots a righty high crotch like I would, because I can't shoot a lefty high crotch, boom, Kyle Dake is so good at getting the corner. And then obviously in freestyle, that spells a lot of trouble for anyone who gets there. Whereas when Alex is shooting his left-handed high crotch, you're seeing Alex is able to get up and into Kyle before he can sit that corner, which is gigantic, right? Because once I get up and I start getting up and in, now that sitting in the corner is not really available to you anymore, and you're kind of left without too many good options to give up points.
Yeah, I think the strength of Dake here is, we almost talked about it, I don't want to joke, but it's almost like he's only a unisitter. He only sits the corner to the one side. He doesn't really have the ability to sit the corner on the left side. And I think it's become so instinctual for Dake because most guys do attack that lead leg. And he wants you to. That's the thing. It's like he's inviting you. Like, this is where my wrestling starts. If I'm Kyle Dake, I'm waiting. I'm almost baiting you to shoot on this right leg. And that's where my wrestling action typically starts. And he's so good and so comfortable. He believes against anybody in the world, if you're attacking my right leg, I'm going to beat you there. Now, on the flip side of that, he's a little bit more vulnerable on the left side. Why? Because he probably he's not forced into those situations.
Yeah, it's his trail leg.
But when Dieringer gets to this attack, he's got that split second more of reaction time than he normally does if he attacks Dake on his right side.
Yeah. And so the other thing I guess I'll bring up is that it was interesting because in matches 2 and 3, Dake didn't shoot. I don't believe he shot once. I could be mistaken. I don't think he shot once. Then in match 4, Dake fires off 2 single leg attacks, head and side with his left hand, and he scores on both of them. So for me, it's not even like a technical thing. Is Kyle Dake gonna pull the trigger on any shots? Because in match 2 and 3, we didn't see it, and he didn't need it. In match 4, without those points, obviously he loses the match. So that is, Kyle Dake, you're not thinking an offensive dynamo. He doesn't fire off a lot of attacks, but obviously in match 4, for Kyle Dake, getting that offense going was huge for him. And so is he going to get the offense? Is he going to pull the trigger and fire off attacks on Alex Dieringer?
And this is the thing where Dake is so dangerous in the sense that we don't think of him as an offensive dynamo. But when he does pull the trigger, his conversion rate is almost 100%.
Yeah.
So it's almost like if I'm coaching Dake, I'm like, look, everybody knows you have the best defense in the entire world. Mm-hmm. Nobody can score on you. That you touch my leg, I'm going to beat you 9 times out of 10. But the other thing about Dake is when he actually initiates the action, he pretty much scores 100% of the time.
Yes.
So if I'm his coaches, I'm probably encouraging him to be more offensive minded. Like, hey, let's strike first. If I strike first, that automatically means Dieringer has to come at you.
Yep.
If Dieringer is coming at you, now he's playing even more into your hands.
Absolutely. Okay, Alex Dieringer, Kyle Dake, this Saturday, Final X at Rutgers.